Hey guys, Omni here. Earlier today, I watched Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This is the final entry in the DC animated movie universe that was kicked off in 2013 by the Flashpoint Paradox. Each one of these movies, each one of these films was building upon one another. And these were some of the best in DC storylines, adaptations that I've seen. I really found them all very well executed, well done, well animated, well crafted, tight stories, and especially they've just kept building on one another and building this strong interwoven connectivity between them all in a way that I really wish the live action series had done with the DCEU, but I was content at least that it was being pulled off really well here. And this marks the final entry in this timeline before they move on and reset and do something new. And who knows? We'll see how this all pans off, if they go into some other stuff, if this is just going to be the last of the DC movies and they'll just kind of move on to some more one-off things, some more Elseworld stuff. Because they've been doing a lot of stuff like that, like Ninja Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to be doing in the DC realm at this point as far as the animated films. They going to start a new continuity or just do one-offs? Don't know. They could be moving in and just doing this Mortal Kombat cinematic universe that they're starting in an animation with Scorpion's Revenge. Same crew, same people that went into that. Who knows? Maybe they're just kind of taking a break from DC for a little while. I don't know. But I'm not going to go into any spoilers. I'm not going to go into deep details. But my big curiosity about this was, why is this called Justice League Dark going into it? Because it seems to be the entire Justice League. It's mostly because Constantine and Zatanna have a really core integral part of the storyline in this. And the Justice League, as we know them, as well as the Teen Titans, play a major role as well, but it all kind of hinges on Constantine. And it's really well done. This builds on everything that we've seen up to this point. There's a lot of connections, a lot of throwbacks, and how this has been built up over these previous 15 movies, 15, 14. There's been a bunch. There's been a lot of these films that have been leading up to this moment and building towards this eventual invasion by Darkseid. And I gotta say, the action was well executed. The pacing of this was well done. There was some not so great voice acting. That's always been a kind of hit or miss in some of these, but a lot of them are really on point. We got Matt Ryan from Legends of Tomorrow, as well as a Constantine TV show that got canceled, is returning once again as the voice of Constantine, which he's been voicing in the animated side for just as long as he's been Constantine on live action on the screen. Fantastic job. I really liked this, how they handled all this. I didn't expect it. I'm not all that familiar with this storyline from the comics. I was not prepared for how graphic this got. You know, the DC animated films have been pushing the lines on mature. They've definitely been more geared towards adults, dealing with more adult themes, with more mature language, going into a lot more violence even. And they've slowly been working up to that. I think Flashpoint Paradox really kicked it off hard because that was pretty grim. And this one, I would say, if you want to compare it to that, if you've seen the Flashpoint Paradox animated film, which got pretty dark, pretty grim, this takes it to 11. This makes Flashpoint Paradox, with as far as the grisliness of it, the violence in it, and just the despair and the dread, it makes Flashpoint Paradox look like a 4 or a 5 to me. I did not expect half the crap that was in this. It was gory. It was bloody. God, I was not ready for it. Honestly, it was so jarring. I was not prepped. I was not prepared. Had no expectations going into this. But, you know, with Justice League Dark and like Flashpoint Paradox with the alternate world, it was kind of expected because it was supposed to be darker. And the Suicide Squad films were definitely much more harder. But when we have like Superman, Batman, Robin, and the Teen Titans in there, I expected to be a little bit lighter because those are the characters that are a little more associated with all ages. They did not care. They did not care. Oh my God. Anyway, I really can't talk about this at all without going into spoilers, but I highly recommend it. If you liked any of these films, you definitely got to watch it. And to kind of tie it all together, I think the best there's a couple of these that you definitely have to watch to really get the best out of it. And I would say that's Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League War, Death of Superman, and Reign of Superman, or Reign of the Superman, as well as Justice League versus not Justice League versus Teen Titans. Was it Justice League versus Teen Titans? Yes, Justice League versus Teen Titans. I think those ones are all key to watch this, because it really threads all of those together, because it was those movies specifically were setting this invasion up. And I think this was a great send-off. I wasn't prepared. It was very serious. It was very well handled. There's a couple corny things here and there to sprinkle it up and lighten up some of the grimness. There's some really weird running gags in it for the most part too, but for the most part, I was really just jaw dropping, just like, oh, what the through the entire thing. I recommend this. The way it ends too. Very DC. Very DC when they get to an end of something, or when they conclude it, an arc or whatever. It's very much been what DC's been doing even in the comics for the past 20 years, which I like how it kind of just links it into this as well. So who knows what's going to come next from this. I think this was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Check it out. This is my recommendation. As far as these films go, I love these films. I love all of them. I've seen all of them except for Wonder Woman Bloodlines. I haven't seen that one yet. But every other one in this continuity I've seen, and they've all been fantastic. I highly recommend every one of them, especially Flashpoint Paradox and, the Death of the Superman, or Death of Superman, and Reign of the Superman. That's a two-parter that I definitely recommend as well. Really great. I watched that in theaters. It was fantastic. But man, if you're used to standard superhero stuff, if you're used to Marvel stuff, if you're not used to some of the harder core, properties, think Marvel Zombies a little bit, and you're more in the ballpark of what this movie ends up doing. Lots of body horror, lots of stuff, man. No, I don't know. Maybe that's a spoiler to even tell you guys that, because honestly, your reaction to it, not expecting it going into it, would maybe even be worth it. I don't know. I may have ruined that for you, but you know what you get into. You don't know the story beats, you don't know what happens, but expect some stuff to get jacked up. That's it. Great visuals, great animation. For the most part, overall, good voice acting, performances, great conclusion to send off to this universe. Yeah, that's it. If you've watched it, please sound off in the comments. If you haven't yet, probably avoid the comments, because there's probably going to be some spoilers in there. This was a great time. I recommend it if you're a DC fan. Check it out. If you have, let me know in the comments. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. That's it for this video. I will catch you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.